Connor, Dana Miller, Chris Hansen. Here. Scott Rossman.
Here.
John Kramer.
Here.
Jolene Doucette.
Here.
Jeff Nance.
Here.
Corey Crabtree.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, consideration and action of consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Chris Hansen.
Yes.
Scott Rossman.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Jolene Doucette.
Yes.
Jeff Nance.
Yes, sir.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, with no items removed from the consent agenda, we'll move on to appearances or petitions from the audience. Do we have anybody signed in, Sharon, on anything tonight?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. With that being said, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed, like sign. Okay, moving on to the Seminole Utilities Authority. Can we have a roll call for this one, please, Jay?
Chris Hansen. Here. Trace Connor. John Kramer.
Here.
Jolene Doucette.
Here.
Larry Church. Scott Rossman.
Here.
Dana Miller. Jeff Nance.
Here.
Corey Crabtree.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, consideration and action on consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Chris Hansen.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Jolene Doucette.
Yes.
Scott Rossman.
Yes.
Jeff Nance.
Yes, sir.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, and with no items removed from the consent agenda, and we have no appearances or petitions from the audience, and I think that's all we have. There's no current business on this one. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. Okay, just make sure I didn't miss anything on that. There was two current business on that. I was just making sure I didn't miss anything on that, right? Okay.
You're good.
All right, good deal. All right, moving on to the Seminole Municipal Authority. We need a roll call for this one, please, Jay.
Dana Miller. Larry Church. Chris Hansen. Here. John Kramer.
Here.
Jolene Doucette.
Here.
Jeff Nance.
Here.
Scott Rossman.
Here.
Trace Connor. Corey Crabtree.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right. And before we do this one, we have a change that we need to make to the consent agenda. There is which Steve, you can better explain this if you need to, but
Yes.
there's
Yes,
a
sir.
claim on there for the automated meter reading.
Right, the corn main for the automated meters, we kind of got ahead of ourselves on that. The engineer has not approved that, so we're asking that that be removed from the consent agenda, and you'll need a motion to do that.
Okay. Need a motion and a second on that.
Make a motion that we remove Core and Main from the consent agenda.
Second.
Do we have a roll call, please, Jay?
Chris Hansen.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Jolene Doucette.
Yes.
Jeff Nance.
Yes, sir.
Scott Rossman.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, and we need to go ahead and approve the rest of the consent agenda.
Yes, sir.
I'll need a motion for that.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Chris Hansen.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Jolene Doucette.
Yes.
Jeff Nance.
Yes.
Scott Rossman.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, and with no appearances or petitions from the audience for the municipal authority, we'll move on to current business under approvals and acceptances. Item 1, consideration and possible action to approve invoice number 20 from Crossland Heavy Contractors in the amount of $831,179.53 for the construction of the new wastewater treatment plant.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Chris Hansen.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Jolene Doucette.
Yes.
Jeff Nance.
Yes, sir.
Scott Rossman.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, item 2, consideration and possible action to approve invoice number 29 from Wall Engineering in the amount of $23,438.50 for engineering and inspections of the new wastewater treatment plant.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Chris Hansen.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Jolene Doucette.
Yes.
Jeff Nance.
Yes.
Scott Rossman.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Just for reference, you guys have a percentage on what we completed?
On which one?
The wastewater treatment plant? Just curious.
How close we get?
Yeah, we're in the neighborhood of 70%.
Okay.
So we're still on target for probably late August.
Okay.
So we're going to have a lot of ribbon cuttings between August and first part of September, so.
All right. Okay.
Will that be a toilet paper cutting or a ribbon?
Listen.
It'll be a ribbon. It's a ribbon.
That looks like toilet paper?
All right, moving on to item 3. Consideration and possible action to approve the logo design on the new water tower currently under construction.
So these are the available designs. I think just from your staff recommendation, I think we would probably go with the top left. Number one, it's cheaper, but as far as that setting away from any of the highways, anything like the bottom row is going to be extremely difficult to see. And even the top right will be really hard for, unless they're looking out their back window right under the tower, they're not going to be able to tell what that says. So our recommendation would be 1 or 2. I can tell you that our others have the number 1. In the industrial park, we have number 1, but it does have some arrowheads on the counter side. This design does not.
Number 2 is just larger, correct?
That's at the
Base
base
drive.
It's just the border, the line.
Oh, the border. I didn't know the border.
Yeah, it adds, it's about the same size, but it adds green rim around it.
I'm with 1. I'm with
I
1.
mean,
One is clean. It's pretty clean.
Make a motion for number 1.
Second.
all right, roll call, please, Jay.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Jolene Doucette.
Yes.
Jeff Nance.
Yes.
Scott Rossman.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion for number 1 passes.
All right. So moving on to the Seminole City Council meeting. Can we have a roll call for this one, please, Jay?
We need to adjourn probably.
Oh, my bad. We do, sorry. I need a motion for adjournment on the municipal authority.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Thanks, Jay.
Sir.
All right. Now moving on to the Seminole City Council meeting. Can we have a roll call for this one, please?
Trace Connor. Dana Miller. Larry Church. Scott Rossman.
Here.
Chris Anson.
Here?
Jolene Doucette.
Here.
Jeff Nance.
Here.
John Kramer.
Here.
Corey Crabtree.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, if everyone will please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the prayer. Attention, salute, pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Come on, bow your head with me, please. Father, we thank you for this time to be together as a city, to make decisions, God, to help further our city. We thank you, Father, for this wonderful place that you allow us to live. We ask that you give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of how to make the right decisions to move us forward. We thank you for this wonderful group of people. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Larry. All right, moving on to consideration and action of consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Scott Rossman.
Here.
Yes.
Yeah. I was looking at something else totally. My bad.
Whatever.
Not even here on that one.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Jolene Doucette.
Yes.
Jeff Nance.
Yes, sir.
John Kramer.
Yes.
Larry Church.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, and with no items removed from the consent agenda, we'll move on to appearances or petitions from the audience, which we do not have. And so at this point, we're going to go ahead and add in, we've got some recognition that we need to do, but I'm going to go ahead and do some remarks from council member and mayor. We're going to kind of change this up a little bit. But I want to go, and you guys can gather your remarks while I'm reading this, but we've got a special group that we want to recognize here tonight. This will take me just a little bit to read this proclamation, but we've got some members from that group that have shown up, and we appreciate you guys for coming. And one other member that she had to leave for a little, kind of early, but that's okay. But I'm going to go ahead and read this off, and you guys, but this is the recognition of Zeta Epsilon Chapter number 4614 of Epsilon Sigma Alpha International on the occasion of its 50th anniversary. 50 years you guys have been active in Seminole. That's a long time. So proclamation reads as this: whereas a group of 10 dedicated women of Seminole, Oklahoma, chartered Beta Epsilon Chapter number 410 of Epsilon Sigma Alpha International in 1941, and that chapter served the Seminole community actively from 1941 until 1957. Whereas in April 1976, another group of civic-minded women of Seminole sought to serve their community through service projects and community activities, and upon learning of Epsilon Sigma Alpha, contacted ESA International in Fort Collins, Colorado, to begin the process of reorganizing an ESA chapter in Seminole. And whereas, through their dedication and determination, these women established Zeta Epsilon Chapter number 4614 of Epsilon Sigma Alpha International, and on April 13, 2026, Zeta Epsilon proudly reached its milestone anniversary of 50 years of continuous service. Whereas, over the past 50 years, the members of Zeta Epsilon have selflessly served the citizens of Seminole by volunteering throughout the community, supporting local organizations, and raising funds for worthy causes, including St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, Northwood Camp Goddard Scholarship, Interfaith, the Christmas Family Project, the Cheryl Connors Memorial Scholarship, SSC Food Drive, Fletcher Christmas Food Drive, Seminole High School That Prom Thing, Winter Wonderland, Valentine Flowers for the Nursing Home, Blind and Deaf Schools of Oklahoma, Impact, and showing up wherever help is needed. Thank you, by the way. Whereas Zeta Epsilon Chapter number 4614 has expressed sincere gratitude to all members across 5 decades who have participated and kept this chapter strong, and extends special thanks to the community of Seminole for its generous support through donations and attendance at the annual stew dinner before Seminole High School homecoming game, which happens every year without fail. Now, I, Corey Crabtree, Mayor of Seminole, Oklahoma, on behalf of Seminole City Council and citizens of Seminole, do hereby offer our most heartfelt congratulations to Zeta Epsilon Chapter number 4614 of Epsilon Sigma Alpha International in recognition of 50 years of outstanding service, philanthropy, and community leadership, and encourage all Seminole residents to honor and celebrate this extraordinary organization and its members, past and present, for lasting and meaningful difference they have made in our community. First off, we know who you are. We've seen you around. We appreciate everything that you do. And from the city of Seminole, we appreciate it. So, thank you guys. Absolutely. We appreciate that.
Thank you, ladies.
If
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
One of you will take this for your.
Yep. Do you want to get it?
We'll get you a prettier one, Pam.
That's got a signature on it,
This
though.
one's got a staple in it.
Yeah, we're not,
Thank you, guys.
that's
Awesome.
not,
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
ladies, for all you do. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
All right. That was all the remarks that I had. That was my remark. Does anybody else have any remarks they want to go ahead and share? We've got a short meeting tonight, so. John, nobody?
Oh, I think I'm.
I mean, I do, but yeah, go ahead. You go ahead. Go
I'll
ahead.
let you go.
It is National Police Week, so yesterday, after the incident on Coolidge, I just wanted to give incredible acknowledgement to the Seminole Police Department with how they handled that, and then outsourcing, that was great. Gave our little block some entertainment for a minute. It also got a dirt bag out of the area, so I'm incredibly pleased with that. I witnessed some of the crowd, their emotions got up there. I think Lieutenant Baumgardner handled it better than I would have. I think he got one good word out, but I think I would have used a solid MF, but he did really well in handling that. I appreciate the response that y'all had. I donated, by way of I was throwing it out, but still donated a smoker to the PD today, so I might be expecting some ribs, hopefully, with a taste of it. Also, the other side, thank y'all, PD, for everything y'all do. It's mowing season. That being said, I know that there is some rumor that there is a organization that wants to try to help some veterans, so I'm gonna get with them to see what they can do, or how, if they need any help with it. But then there's also my little side and my group of people that just want to help those that cannot get it done. This is the elderly, this is the incapable. So if anyone out there that is listening to the YouTube, reach me on Facebook. So many have reached out to help for your cause, and that's so great. I know that there's a hiccup right now with ordinances and things like that, and just for those that are frustrated, bear with us. We're trying to figure all that out. And I love my little War II area. We're little spidey eyes out there. We're all watching each other's back. I thought that I almost tripped up the incident yesterday because there was a suspicious vehicle in my neighborhood that I pulled up to and said, "What's up?" And then I said, "My bad, carry on." So I'm really happy with my neighborhood and the area and getting it cleaned up and everything, so. And everyone wants to help, so I'm happy with Seminole. It's beautiful. And I cannot wait for the carnival to come.
I second that.
Yeah.
We haven't had one here in a long time. It's been great.
I just want to
Awesome.
say how good the city's doing. The workers doing real good, cleaning the town up. Really appreciate it. PD and the fire department. PD, thanks for remodeling that house yesterday. I'm not going to ask you to remodel mine. Just saying, you guys did a good job. You didn't get to see that house. It was crazy. But I don't know. I'm going to Cali next month on vacation to see my little sister, so I'm excited. I'm ready to get out of here and go visit.
You'll be ready to come.
Maybe. No, I will. Trust me. But no, that's all I got.
Jeff usually always has something.
I always have something. Just want to, it's an honor to sit here. Glad to get a seat at the table. I love my town. Don't ever want to be anywhere else but here. So appreciate all you guys that sit on this council and work your butts off, man. I appreciate it. You guys do. And all you guys that work for the city, and I appreciate all that. I don't know who was responsible for paving Hoover, but the Lord loves you, and I'm trying, man. So it's awesome. It's awesome. I appreciate that. Guys, it's exciting to be at Seminole right now. The stuff that's going on, the payday thing looks really good. It's starting to look awesome. Pizza Hut looks like it's about to open at some point.
It's open.
Is it open?
No, it is not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It is not.
It's not. It's on Facebook.
I don't know.
It's a lie.
So evidently Pizza Hut is not open, but Henson's and all that, so.
That's
It
why
does
I'm
have an
today.
occupancy certificate.
It does have a
They
document.
can open anytime.
Yeah, I went to go get a pizza today.
But it looks good, and so I'm glad it's open, opening, and the Seminole State College sign looks good there on Highway, was it 3 and 9 over this, and man, it's awesome. Just exciting things are happening around here. I appreciate it. Just got to go. Mayor and I got to go do some awards today at Seminole High School for graduating seniors, and man, it's just an exciting time to live here. I appreciate all you guys that are working in the city, working hard, man. Every time I go in, you guys are working hard, so I try not to bug you too much. But all right, appreciate you guys. Love my town. Love what you guys are doing. Love it.
All right, thank you. Larry, anything you want to say?
I'm like Benny Pearl, I'm just proud to be here. And I've spent some time, spending too much time in Oklahoma City lately, but heard some people heard where I was from, and they told me, I've heard about Seminole, I've heard that it is up and coming. And that's because of those folks sitting right there for two, and these people here that work really hard to keep things moving in the right direction. I appreciate it.
Okay. Christian, all right. By the way, I am excited about that carnival too. You know me. I'm a foodie, so I'm gonna go get something from that carnival for sure.
I'm gonna knock
You guys
those
wanna-
bottles over.
You want to hold yours till the
Brad's-
end?
Oh, you tell me,
We can do either way. You want to go ahead, Brad? Steve, you guys can do that.
the emergency.
I can address it if we need to.
Emergency demolition on the house that.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it was brought to our attention, the house, I guess, is in a bad state. So we've looked at it. There's a couple of options. One is we can bring it in front of the council. We'd have to call a special meeting, but I think that, from my understanding, the owner may not be incarcerated in the Seminole County Jail, so we'd be able to serve that person there and set the hearing date, direct them to abate the nuisance, usually within 10 days. If they don't do it, or file a request for appeal of the decision in front of you guys, ultimately, we can go ahead and take the abatement proceeding. But we just have to follow the notice. The ordinances and the statutes require notice to the property owner before we can do any taking. So there is if it's something where it's a danger, I know it's exposed, but as long as it's structurally sound, the only time we've really ever done that is when the Methodist Church had burned. We had the freestanding walls in the Odd Fellows Lodge. The fire chief can go in and, knock the walls down, but that's all they can do. Just abate the emergency condition of the property, and then we still have to go through that abatement process with the property owner at that point. So I think the easier, fastest way to do it is just go through the regular method. From what I can see, what I expect will happen is we'll be able to get it done just as quick, other than calling a special meeting. So we're on top of it.
So we've had somebody look at it to assure us that this house, that the roof, the ceiling is not coming down?
I don't know.
Or so?
Shannon met with me this morning, said, hey, we need to do this, we need to abate it. And so
I'm saying
I told him to get some
rather than
pictures.
later.
Yeah, I
Do
told
you
him to
think
get
that
some.
it's better to wait than to just push the walls down? Not to remove it, but to at least get that roof down?
Yeah, that's up to them. If
Who's
they
them?
be the fire chief and the code enforcement officer. And if the fire chief can take the emergency action to collapse the walls or whatever and leave the pile there. If it's just, I noticed I just saw a picture of it. I don't know. I haven't seen it in person. I don't know what it looks like. If it's structurally sound, if it'll 10 days, 2 weeks tops, that's probably what we're looking at. So,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can say I don't like it, But there's so many kids that's in that area. I just think I think the death trap right now, the way that it's sitting.
we can,
I don't think any delay in it is gonna be great.
so we may be calling a special meeting tomorrow.
Why do you need us? What,
Because that's what the
like,
summary.
just help me.
Yeah, the summary-
Because I thought that you 3 people sign a paper for emergency abatement, or emergency takedown, not to clear the property. So you need the council.
So if you want to do a summary abatement,
Mhm.
which takes out a couple of the processes. So basically, just kind of just map this out here, because I knew this was going to probably be a question. So a summary abatement is where code enforcement goes to the city manager and says, hey, we need to submit this to the council, let the council determine if a nuisance exists. So that means you convene, we present it, you determine if a nuisance exists, okay? At that point, you can direct you make the finding, you direct the property owner to take care of it, okay? That property owner's in jail. So chances are, we're not going to be able to get that done. In an emergency, at that point, you could direct the city manager to take action to do it, okay? That's probably the most expeditious way to get it done. Otherwise, the other way to do it, the code enforcement officer basically will notify the owner, make a finding, there'll be an order, notice to abate the nuisance, give them a reasonable period of time. Usually we don't do that less than 10 days. Give them 10 days to abate the nuisance. That's just kind of the general. In this case, he could say you got 24 hours to knock it down, or 48 hours because of the conditions. So it's up to code enforcement officer to make that call. We know that's probably not going to get done because the person's incarcerated. So they make that finding. that person can appeal that decision that a nuisance exists by giving a notice, and that hearing has to be set within 10 days before the hearing officer, which is usually the code enforcement officer or the chief of police, or the city manager's designee. They have to have a hearing. At that hearing, if it's affirmed that it is a nuisance and that order to abate is valid, there is another appeal process, and that appeal of that hearing officer comes to you as the council, and then you would hear it as kind of an appellate body, and then you could make the finding whether the nuisance exists or not, and then take action at that point. Your decision is final, cannot be appealed. So that's kind of the two ways to do it.
So are you going for the longer way to CYA and have us do your part to just say, this is a problem, because just to cover the city's tail
Well,
on this?
it's covering everybody.
Because if it goes longer than 10 days, and God forbid something happens, I'm gonna be a nuisance.
Yeah.
So that's what I don't want, is one of my little girl gangs that's on their little bicycles to go up there and see some kitty cat run in there, and then Oklahoma winds come up at 50 miles an hour. You know, I mean, it's all hypothetical, but it's a problem, so.
It's up to the code enforcement officer and the fire chief to determine if there's a,
So they can put it on the ground tomorrow.
under that, they can collapse it.
Okay,
Or
so
we can do it, yeah.
our plan of action is to do exactly that. We're going to get it on the ground just as soon as we possibly can. We're down some equipment, but our front end loader is kaput.
I know a guy and a case of beer that will do it.
So
Wrong.
Can't on the wall.
I can't beat that. I don't know quite the comeback for that, but we're going to get it on the ground as soon as possible. And then we will start the abatement process to get it clean.
Perfect.
All right?
Thank you.
Right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, is that all you had, Brad?
Yeah, that's all I will have.
Okay, you have anything else?
No.
Okay. Steve?
Okay. Yeah, just recognize David Raynor. He's our local recycling guru, and he's been with us for several months now, just supporting you guys. And we're going to be talking in our budget sessions about recycling, and just wanted to point him out. I agree with everything you said. Seminole is absolutely booming. The Seminole State Trojans just won the regional tournament. They are our regional champions. And this Thursday at 4, they will be hosting the Super Regional. So we'll be hosting another huge tournament. So,
Gotta get that hotel open.
oh my goodness, that's a whole nother thing. Next week, we will begin our budget work sessions, and appreciate you guys being willing to spend the hours and hours of pouring through that information and getting us right on our budget. Family Entertainment Center is going super well. We've had it, as in all construction projects, we have our bumps, but we've gotten through them, and I think you're going to be extremely pleased with what you end up with as a product. I think this week we'll have the front door open or at least installed, and then we'll begin rocking the front. I was going to tease that we're going to leave it in pink, but we're not. There will be rock covering that. So we're in great shape there. The sewer plant, as I mentioned before, just wow. I mean, Bryant has kept the crews on target, and Terry Cox has done the same. And we got a super crew, but Crossland Construction has done excellent work, just like they did on the Reynolds Wellness Center. Super glad to have them on board. Splash pad, Bryant, we're going to open that Memorial Weekend. Splash pad will be open, and in our budget sessions, we'll be talking about, I started to say refurbishment, but it's actually, we're going to be talking about rebuilding. I think it's on its last leg, and And hopefully, we'll be able to claim all the equipment that's inside the hut and keep it, because it's in really good shape. And so really all we would be doing is rebuilding the guts under the pad and the pad itself. I'll just give you fair warning that our plan going forward will not include a slide. That has, John Withers can tell you that we make approximately 3 calls a week where adults are either pushing kids or slamming into kids on the slide, and it doesn't matter how many signs we put up that is for 11 and under. So we're going to present a design that does not include the slide. The water tower, they're way ahead of schedule, and the water line to the water tower is already in place and attached. So we've poured the first 2 lifts, basically the first 2 stands to get the water tower high enough. They're letting it cure for 6 to 8 days in between each lift. And so, man, we're cooking on that. You could possibly see it done by the end of the year, which is about 10 months ahead of schedule. So it's going phenomenally well. Our new ambulance, it's a real, I don't know how to describe it, Rolls Royce, I think, is going to be delivered around June the 6th. And so we'll have a new bus that transports everyone to get help. I just want to dovetail into what Jolene was saying about law enforcement and the way they handled the situation. Bravo, good job. I'm super happy with the way that was dealt with. We attended an artificial intelligence conference last week. I sent myself and 3 of our staff members to become more educated on what municipalities are going to be looking at. And to say it's overwhelming is way far an understatement. It's going to change everything that we do, everything. So I'll give you a little bit more detail in our budget sessions, but wow, I mean, it's phenomenal. And regardless of what you feel about artificial intelligence, it's coming. It's just like phones in the 40s and televisions in the 50s and 60s and computers in the 90s and 80s. It's coming. So we are going to advance. My plan is that we're going to advance and be on the cutting edge and try to make things for our citizens as good as possible. I hope we don't lose a lot of you guys to the carnival. I understand they're hiring, so please stay with us. And that's all I've got to say.
You good?
Good, that's it.
All right. One other thing, the recycling portion, he would be, I mean, if you want to go view that, he'd be happy to show that to any of you guys. It's amazing what you guys are just doing by yourself. I was shocked when I went over there to put some cardboard in there, and David was actually there. And so he kind of showed me around and showed me what they do there, but that was amazing at how much they are doing there just in that little facility.
Yep.
But extremely helpful, and if you have any cardboard, recycling plastics, any of that stuff, please take it there and let them, get rid of it the right way. So, but great job. I mean, he asked about possibly doing a meeting there sometime. We're bringing the city council by to see that, but I talked to Steve about that. We're kind of looking at some options for that one. But if you guys ever want to just meet him over there just to look at that, he would be more than happy to show it to you. So just throw that in there. But one other thing, you guys just mentioned signs on the splash pad. Do we have signs on the new park, Boomtown? Because I've had several phone calls with teenagers that are at that park just being heathens like they would, trying to tear up equipment, being mean to little kids that are there. I just didn't know if there was a non-emergency number on, is there one on there that they can call the police department? Okay. I just didn't know where that was, so I couldn't direct it to where it was, so, but hopefully they stay away from there, but it's probably impossible.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
All right. We can go back and go ahead and continue with bids and surplus. Item 1, consideration and possible action to declare as surplus and solicit bids on a Troy TSDR dumbbell set at the Reynolds Wellness Center.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Chris Hansen,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Larry Church.
Yes,
Motion passes.
I was
All right.
wondering how you wear out a dumbbell. Sounds like something I could do.
You'll have to get mad afterwards.
Trust me, it happens. When the 70-pound side falls on your toe, it's time to get them replaced. 15 years in.
I've been accused of tearing up crowbar. That's what I was thinking about.
All right, moving on, current business. Item 2, consideration and possible action to approve renewal of the Silver Star Construction Company annual contract for road repairs.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Chris Hansen,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Larry Church.
Yes,
Motion passes.
All right, item 3, consideration and possible action to approve the annual certificate and order to county clerk and county treasurer to continue receiving county appropriations.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Chris Hansen,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes, sir.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Larry Church.
yes,
Motion passes.
Okay, item 4, consideration and possible action to approve allowing the Seminole Animal Shelter to accept sponsorships and donations from businesses, organizations, and citizens to sponsor a kennel within the shelter.
Motion to approve.
second,
Roll call, please, Jay.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Chris Hansen,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes, sir.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Larry Church.
yes,
Motion passes.
All right, item 5, consideration and possible action to approve waiving permit fees for residential sales during the citywide garage sale weekend, June 5th through 7th, sponsored by the Seminole Producer.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Scott Rossman,
Yes.
Chris Hansen,
Yes.
Jolene Doucette,
Yes.
Jeff Nance,
Yes, sir.
John Kramer,
Yes.
Larry Church.
yes.
Motion passes.
All right, and with the items and reports already finished, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign.